So what we're working on here is a 2018 Toyota Sienna push to start. This 18 will be the same installation as a 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, of course. The first thing we're going to do is locate the two 10mm screws on the bottom of the dashboard. One is over in this corner, and one is behind this panel. Now, when you pull this panel out, that little plastic clip always stays in there. What you're going to have to do is put something on each side of it to get it out without popping it inside of that hole, and put it back onto here so that when you clip this back in, it clips in properly. So there's that 10mm there, and again the other one on this side of the dashboard. Go ahead and remove both of those. Once you have them both removed, you're going to simply unclip this dash panel, and it literally unclips that easily. Some of the clips may fall out. If they do, like this one here, go ahead and put them back into where they belong. Some may just fall onto the floor, and then you're just going to unclip this little wire clip holder there, and then the next thing you're going to do is start the vehicle. The reason we're starting the vehicle is because we're looking for these two screws behind the steering wheel, and of course the steering wheel is much easier to turn when the vehicle is running. So go ahead and locate those two screws and then remove them. The reason we're going to remove them is we need to remove this lower steering column cover, and you simply do that by prying in between this line, and the bottom cover will pop off. Okay, once the cover is removed, we're looking for two connectors here. The first connector we're looking for is this one right here. This is the 30-pin connector. The other connector we're looking for is this one right here, which is to the right of the steering column. That's the 7-pin connector. Our remote starter is going to get tied up here. So what you want to do is you want to route that 7-pin connector wire behind this metal brace and over to that 7-pin connector. Once you get it there, unplug this connector, and then you're going to plug in your mating connectors at that location. And then you want to unplug this connector and plug in the mating connectors to that location as well. Once your connections are made on this connector, you want to make sure this one is actually all the way in. It goes in a little tight, but you want to make sure it's all the way in, because if it's not, it could come disconnected while you're driving down the road, and that's not a good thing. So just make sure it's completely in. Sometimes you actually have to squeeze the connectors together to get it completely in. And then these connections are made here. That one is plugged into that connector there, and then the connector that you unplug plugs back into this connector here. This one locks in pretty easily. Now you want to follow your instructions for programming the remote starter that came with your remote starter. Okay, once your remote starter is programmed, you can test the remote starter. The way you test it is you press the lock button 3 times. The parking lights will flash to confirm that it started, so you can tell from inside that your vehicle is actually running. This remote starter, like all Toyotas, when you open the door, the remote starter shuts off. Simply get in, start the vehicle again, and be on your way. Thanks for watching.